G'day, I'm Kama.
And I'm Blowy.
It's the Kama and Blowy Show.
Kama and Blowy, Kama and Blowy, walking and talking. Kama and Blowy, Kama and Blowy.
Hey Kama, how's it going?
Hey Blowy. Hey, something feels different about this Kama and Blowy show.
Yeah, I know, it seems like we're on a parallel universe or something.
Yeah, because normally, don't we have it so I'm in Japan and you're in Australia?
That's right, that's right. Well, this is a special edition then, it must be, of the Kama and Blowy Show, where I'm in Japan and you're in Australia. Where are you at the moment, Kama? Which part?
I'm in Brisbane and I'm just riding along the Brisbane River, along the boardwalk, going home after a day at work.
Yeah, nice. I'm in Tokyo, in Ikebukuro at the moment.
Ikebukuro?
And yeah, just going for a walk, and then, oh, there's a gaijin over there.
Oh yeah?
Hang on. Yeah, I think I might know him.
No, surely not.
Yeah, look, see, he's taken photos, this gaijin, of the bamboo. He's bloody...
I can appreciate that.
It's looks like Bob. Bob Beasley.
Thought I might see you here, Joe.
Bob,
Hi.
how's it going?
Very well.
Yeah.
I come to Tokyo quite a lot, but I just expected to see you.
Oh,
Coincidence. Coincidental.
Can you? I'm doing a video here. I've actually got Kama on the other line.
Oh,
Can
Kama.
I give you this? Pop
Yeah.
that in your ear. Can you hear Kama?
G'day, Kama.
G'day Bob, how you going?
Yeah, good.
Um,
I can hear you very well.
Yeah, good.
I hope you're not in Tokyo as well, are you?
no, he's in Brisbane.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
riding his push bike at the moment in Brisbane.
Just riding over the Brisbane River.
Technology.
Yeah.
It astounds me.
So we're in Ikebukuro, and Bob was just taking some photos of this bamboo here. Lovely.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful bamboo.
Yeah.
But let's go for a walk, Bob, and we'll have a chat with Kama.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, but for those of you who don't know who Uncle Bob is, Bob, do you want to
Introduce myself.
introduce yourself? Yeah.
Born and bred in the Shoalhaven.
Shellhaven.
Shoalhaven. The mighty
yeah.
Shoalhaven. It's an area, prefecture of the south coast of New South Wales, below Sydney. And brought up in a hotel environment. Learnt my trade there.
What's
for
your trade?
For drinking beer. No, really, seriously, Joe, I'm a builder.
A builder. Yeah.
Exquisite building, you know. It's a good trade, and the Japanese examples of building are brilliant. The detail, they've got really good detail in all their design, and the design comes from function.
Function over
Form, but the form derives from function, and they do it brilliantly.
yeah.
If they want to build a train line, it goes straight over the city. So it's a really good example of function over form. It's you see examples all over the place. The other astounding thing for the
Turn here.
yeah, beautiful, is that there are no cars parked in the streets of any Japanese city. You have to have a legitimate spot to park your car to even buy a car. So there's no parked cars, so the traffic flows brilliantly. Their attention to detail with food is just awesome. Ramen, udon, hot and cold.
So Bob and I have been walking around today, and we just looking at every shop because it's got like amazing food in the windows.
Yeah, you just want to eat all the time.
Yeah.
Plus, you have lunch, and all of a sudden
We're going to go through here, Bob.
Yeah.
We found this thing, Kama. Now we're going through. It's this like big
Hold on, Joe. I've got to stop and take a photo for my mother. of the Japanese garden.
So Bob's taken photos for his mum of all the gardens and sending him to a. And another thing Bob's taken photos of, which you might find interesting, is whenever he has. I'll go. Feel free to take the photo, Bob.
I've taken the photo.
Oh, you've taken it. He was
I'm
quick.
quick.
All right.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
look around.
The other thing he takes photos of is his view when he eats breakfast in the morning.
Oh yeah, just off here, Joe.
Yeah.
Now see this. This is reinforcement steel for concrete,
Yeah.
and they've used it in a garden sort of setting. Huge, big 20 mil with 16 mil bar. That's awesome. Awesome.
Rebarb, do you call it?
Rebar.
Rebarb.
Yeah.
And they've bent it over to make a tunnel, and the trees are growing over the top.
Yeah, a little pergola for the.
Is it wisteria?
Oh, it is. No, it's just climbing rose. Climbing rose. The other really good thing about Japan is their use of colour. Like you'll have an orange building, like we've got it straight ahead of us.
Hang on, I'll show everyone the building. Yeah, it's just standing out.
They're not afraid to use colour. They'll have a red or a blue or a green building in amongst of all the other buildings.
Are you in the back streets of Ikebukuro?
Yeah, in
Yeah.
the back streets. But there's this brilliant path that goes right through all these old houses, new houses. It's all brick. It's like a brick pathway.
We found it last night, and it's all nice and red, and then it's got like the green bushes on the side, which add good juxtaposition to the colours.
Nice.
And the other thing I like too is all their streets have got. This is where function over form comes. Is electricity wires and poles right through every little street. Oh, here we go. A view of looks like sort of old Tokyo. Looking down the street.
We've got a Power Ranger here.
I remember being over there, where in Tokyo the last street view of Mount Fuji, because you can see it from that distance on a good day. I was there the day that it disappeared because they built a building that blocked the last remaining view of Tokyo from the Fuji from the streets.
Yeah.
Couldn't quite catch him.
He said that he saw the last view of Fuji, was it, Kama?
Yeah, from the streets
From the streets
of Tokyo. Yeah.
of Tokyo.
Now you have to go on top of buildings or something to see it from Tokyo.
Yeah, so okay. So you were actually on street level, were you, Kama?
Well, I didn't see it. I saw it in the newspaper. But it was news because the last remaining street view of Fuji from Tokyo disappeared due to some construction.
It would have been further south of Tokyo, southernmost part of Tokyo.
Yeah, I don't think it was southern Tokyo. I don't remember exactly where it was. It was up, going back a long way now. Probably 15, 20 years.
Right, because last time I was here, I went down to the southern part of Tokyo and climbed this great mountain, camped up the top, and it's got views straight through to Mount Fuji. And there's a walk that goes right along the top of the mountains, right to Mount Fuji, about 150 k's that you can do and little soup stations about every day's walk along the top.
Hey Bob, I was hoping you could just talk about some of the things that you've been to Iran recently, and just wondering if you could talk a few of those things the similarities that you found between Japan and Iran.
Yeah, well, funny you should say that, Dave. I think there are a lot of similarities. One is the food. They're really attention to detail with food. The Iranians have unique cuisine, but they have a lot of rice, similar to Japan. They all seem to walk with a sense of purpose, but don't rush. And in the words of my guitar teacher, they all seem to walk with a firm pace of adagio. And adagio is a musical term that is just a firm, easy pace, but purposeful It's got
purposeful
purpose.
and under control.
Then you go to the mountains, and through all these little valleys in the mountains, they'll have little restaurants and water running past. And at the back of Tehran, you get these beautiful little gullies with restaurants all the way up, and the river's running through underneath the little restaurants. And also in the language, Farsi is a really lyrical language, a bit like Japanese. And they end some of their sentences with ne. And I don't know what it means in Farsi, but you can pick it up. They'll be talking along and then they go ne. You know? Really nice. What else is there? There's
Almost. Bob nearly got cleaned up there by a push bike.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. So Bob, talking about push bikes, what have you noticed over here about push bikes?
Oh, Dave, the push bikes. Unlike Australia, you're allowed to ride on the footpaths, no helmet. Little old ladies, 80 years old, or men, 80 years old, ride through the city on the footpath, through the people. Nobody blinks a light, an eyelid. Everybody knows exactly what's going on. They're even told to get off the road. Don't ride the push bike on the road. In Australia,
We saw a policeman colour guy last night when we were drinking beers out the front of the Docomo store, and Bob was a bit nervous. He's like, "Are you allowed to drink beer out in the street?" And I said, "Yeah, it's fine." And,
basically, Dave, we've got it all arse up in Australia. What other similarities? There's there was a story. The first time I went to Iran, I was telling Hannah how similar Iran and Japan were, and she thought I was a little bit mad, and I kept pointing out different things. And not long after I left Iran, she got to live with a taxi driver, Iranian taxi driver, who'd lived 10 years in Japan, who started telling her how similar Japan and Iran were. And she thought, oh no, here we go again, you know. And not long after that, she came across a woman who was researching the similarities between Iran and Japan and writing a book on it. So I rest my case, Dave.
Yeah, there's a book on it.
There was, I don't know where it is or who wrote it. I mean, there are dissimilar, there's a lot of things that are dissimilar. I mean, the traffic in Iran is horrendous. Where here it operates cleanly and effectively. They've got a lot of, everything's dilapidated in Iran.
push bike,
And
motorbike.
there's rubbish everywhere in Iran, but Japan is spotlessly clean.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's beautiful in around this area, Ikebukuro. It's perfectly clean. So
And you get a lot of older people wandering around, they're employed by somebody, but they'll have a broom, a little scoop, and just walking around the streets, just cleaning up little bits of rubbish that you can hardly see, you know.
I saw today a story online, and somebody had lost.
Kama, sorry, Bob's taking a photo.
Okay, I can still talk while he's taking a photo. Yeah.
Yeah,
This
you
is,
can talk. Hang on,
a
he's
photo of flowers from my mother,
Oh, nice. You'll appreciate that.
lantana, which is a weed in Australia.
Yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful weed.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, I was just saying, I read online today that somebody in Japan lost their diamond engagement ring, and after a few calls and visits to a few police boxes and everything, it was returned. And this lady thought it was as good as gone, but just really underlines how honest most people are, even in big cities like Tokyo.
And it was returned.
Yep, return to owner.
And that happened to I lost my wallet in Tokyo once. I didn't even notice. Before I even noticed, I got a call from my library, and they said, oh, someone's found your wallet, and they identified your library card, and that's how they got to us. And so they gave me a phone number and I picked it up and I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Here's one of the most important flowers on my mother's list. It's geraniums.
Yeah, he's taking photos of geraniums now, Kama. So
I must admit I used to hate geraniums, but as you get older, you sort of, you sort of tend to like different things. And now that my mother's old, I like geraniums because she just plants geraniums everywhere. So that's why I take photos of.
You've been hiking this time as well?
We went out camping once, but up in Hokkaido on a lake, but not really hiking. I've just been eating, Dave. Eating, and I did go to a brilliant onsen the other night up in Hokkaido, not far from where my friend lives, Luke, and his family. Indoor, outdoor.
Bob's taking another photo now. We got some aloe vera next to some beautiful yellow flowers. I don't know. He's
Oh, look pink behind.
he's going off, Kama. You should see him with his. Actually, Bob's
What kind of cameras you got?
iPhone.
Just an iPhone.
Oh, okay, nice, yeah. That's all you need.
That's all you need, yeah. And he's he can use maps. He can use Spotify.
I can send messages.
Send messages. Use Instagram. You know, the lot.
Well, I'm going to Tasmania maybe at the end of the year, or maybe October, and I'll try and teach Brendan.
All right. I like it. I like your optimism.
Optimism.
Yeah. Brendan will be watching this. You got a message for him?
Yeah, actually, wait, before he goes, I want him to say, tell us the story.
No, we're not going. We're not going.
Used to what?
But I just want him to tell the story about how him and Dad used to ride down Mount Panorama on skateboards.
Oh, yeah. We used to.
Let's explain first about what Mount Panorama is.
Mount Panorama is a racetrack with a huge mountain that, like, probably, I don't know what the elevation would be. It could be 300 or 400 metres over the course of 6 or 8 kilometres, I suppose. So we used to go up there early morning, mist in the background, and there was me, Brendan, and Jack Quill. And we used to get the top of Shell Corner and ride all the way down through. There's one really hard hairpin bend, I forget what it's called now, down there, and then right down the straight all the way to the bottom, and then we get a lift back up the top. But at one stage,
would you wear shoes?
Yeah.
Not thongs or
No, wouldn't wear
sand shoes?
Just sand shoes.
And shorts?
I'd
No
wear long
t-shirt?
pants, but no.
Long pants?
Yeah. But anyway, one Jack Quill decided to go down the opposite way once, and very deceptive. The hill was dropped away gradually, and eventually figured out he was going too fast, couldn't stop, and had to dive off into the bush on the side because he had no way of stopping, and came up with gravel rashes and bush. It was just it was a mess. So there were effects of bad effects of riding down Mount Panorama, but it was pretty good. Really smooth track too. An early morning. It's not a part of the main road or anything, so there's absolutely no traffic. So, this is construction, is it?
Yeah, Bob loves when you see construction. Like, he's checking out some there's some wood. Oh yeah.
Must be a,
Speaking of construction, I'm currently riding under what's known locally as Spaghetti Junction. It's all those overpasses near the entrance of the Clem 7 tunnel in Brisbane's inner north.
inner north, right? Okay. We're just going under a huge
Yeah, I think we've
underpass.
So this is double layered. Look, if you can see that, it's 2 layered highway, and then there's another 2 layers that meet there, and they all join up. It's pretty crazy infrastructure, isn't it, Bob?
Oh, massive.
Yeah. I think
Another case of form over function. Oh, sorry. Function over form.
function over form.
Yeah. But I got a theory about where all their ideas came from. It's basically sitting in the winter in an outdoor onsen with snow all around, where it's a really intense situation. It's a really good contemplating scene, and they can sit and contemplate and figure out all their really smart ideas and their attention to detail and their design. I think Onsens is part of their what would you call it? Not a trick. Part of their method.
Yeah.
Gaining insight into their design.
It's definitely one of the parts of life there that I really miss.
Is the onsen?
Say that again?
Oh, the bit that Kama misses is the onsens from Japan.
Yeah. I thought I was going to miss out, but I happened to score this one in just near my friend's place in Shinchiporto. It's only a couple of kilometres down the road, and it's a brilliant 40-degree onsen, inside and out. And outside looks over the bush, up really high, and a distant view of the city. Yeah, spectacular. The food in the onsens is that's what Japan's all about, and the people.
And the people, yeah. And the service. Today,
The service, yeah.
I had to go get my JR pass registered, and I booked all my travel for my trip. And
Oh, you booked it all?
yeah, I booked it all at once. And yeah, the lady there was really, she knew every single station, and even the really small ones up in Hokkaido, near Swami's house. Yeah, she knew them all and said, yep, okay, yep, you have to get this train. I was, yeah, cool, thank you. And yeah, just did. I was there for half an hour, and then I looked behind me and there was like 30 people waiting, but they were just other foreigners that had no idea.
Dave, I missed Swami. I was near Niseko.
Yep.
Luke took me around a big lake near Niseko to meet a Queenslander, Rod. He walks around in a leather akubra and thongs, and he's building a big building as a wedding venue. He buys land all over the place. He's got earthworks, he's got a timber mill. I was saying to Joe, it just started to make my head spin. All the things he's got, like it's finger in every pie. But we weren't all that far from where Swami was. But I remember you sending him the photo of his concrete form that he makes the skateboards with. And I had the impression he was at near Fukushima, but that's another guy.
That's Pete.
That's where Pete used to live in.
Yeah, Pete was on our podcast. So if anyone wants to watch the Pete podcast, you can go back and watch that. Also, Swami, the guy we're talking about, he's on the podcast as well, so you can check that out too.
Look at this. Joe knows how to cross-promote our content.
Well, that's what you got to do. We got to, these awesome people that we're talking about, they need some bit of promoting.
I've missed both old mates.
So, do you know, I'll give some context to, we'll cross over here, Bob, some context to the overseas viewers, but in Australia, we say, now there's a big truck, in Australia we say old mate for a person's name who A, we can't remember, or B, we couldn't be bothered saying their full name. They just become old mate, and everyone somehow knows who you're talking about when you say old mate. But Bob and Kama and I had a bit of confusion over who was old mate in this situation. So
I only know one old mate, and that's old mate that
Shizawa-san
came to your wedding, Dave.
And so Kama thought that Bob was referring to the bamboo old mate.
Oh.
But
And-
the bamboo old mate's moved out of Tokyo.
So yeah, so there was a bit of confusion there. So
And the real old mate that went to your wedding is not available until tomorrow night to see Joe, and I'm flying out tomorrow.
Oh, damn.
but them's the breaks. So
Well, maybe Blowy can shoot a little video message from him.
Yeah, we will. We will. Because he was like, oh, what, Bob's on. Bob's going to be here. And I go, oh, you remember Bob? He goes, yeah, bloody oath.
He drove me down to Mount Fuji last time we were here. But I was saying to Joe, I've got a whole book of photos that I got blown up that are in a real proper old style photo album where you put the little black corners on each one and you got a little bit of sort of rice paper between each photo. So when I get home, I'm going to send that to him. I'll find out his address and send it to him.
And if anyone wants to see some of Bob's photos, you can follow him on Instagram. We'll post his handle up on the screen.
So far, I think I have
Zero.
One photo. Or zero.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I don't know if you even have any, Bob.
Yeah.
But we'll work on that. I'll teach you how to do that before.
I've just got to keep one step ahead of Brendan.
Oh, look, Brendan. Yeah, Brendan's pretty good on Facebook.
I do have mates at home who can't send messages or photos, and that's pretty serious.
Yeah, no, he can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what about on your side of life camera? It's all been about. I know we've got a special guest on. That I still can't believe that I just saw Bob sitting at the temple looking at the bamboo.
Oh, but when you get to my age, Joe, you expect to see somebody somewhere at a really obscure place. You just expect it.
Old age intuition, do you call it?
Yeah. You know, there's somebody just around the corner.
Yeah.
Well, when I was in London in 2019, I was there near Buckingham Palace, and I heard a voice yell out, "David!" And I looked, and it was one of my journalism lecturers.
Uh-huh.
And I had no idea she was going to be there.
And was she expecting to see you?
No.
She wasn't old enough to
And
know.
it's only like a 10 or 15 million person city.
But I've had that happen in Osaka once as well. Yeah, not very often.
You're pretty famous though, Kama. I think a lot of people probably know you.
Yeah, viewers of the Kama and Blowy Show.
From the Kama and Blowy Show, mainly, I'd say. That's
from that burger ad that I did.
the burger shop, yeah, that's right.
Was that years ago?
That was years ago. What year, Kama, was that?
Oh, that was 1994.
And if you want to find out more about that, you can go watch our previous episode.
That was still in Redcliffe?
We were still living in Redcliffe at the time, yeah.
Yeah, still living in the nest with our mother.
I remember something like that.
Yeah, what's happening on your side of the world, Kama?
Oh, I don't know if you know, but I'm now a professional TikToker. Obviously you know that, but yeah, been enjoying working in the TikTok.
No, TikTok. Do you know what TikTok is, Bob?
No, I don't know what TikTok. I know
Dave,
what TikTok is, yeah.
he knows what TikTok is. Yeah, it's the Chinese spy app.
Yeah. That we've been banned from.
Yeah, that's right. Are you
and Huawei? Don't start my mate Jack Quill on Huawei. He thinks Australia and America and England are just so. They're all so paranoid.
Kama, we got him started on Huawei now. Huawei. Yeah.
All the Western world is paranoid about Huawei.
Well, you know, they've got access to all the stuff going through the internet.
Well, I hate to say it, but pretty much all the social media networks have a lot of access to a lot of our information.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Google.
Exactly.
Don't think they're listening.
Even there, you might be able to verify this, Dave, but there's programs where people can access your phone, even if your phone is turned off.
Yeah. Have you read Edward Snowden's book?
I haven't read that, no.
This is even a few years back, and he was talking about what the NSA was capable of doing. Yeah. So the best, if you really don't want anyone listening, you have to take the mic out of your phone.
You actually have to take it out.
Take the camera out, yeah.
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 And just use headphones if you want to talk on it.
Oh, okay, you got to use headphones, yep. Yeah.
Yeah, had to be plugged in physically, yeah.
And my friend Luke in Hokkaido, he won't put things on the cloud either. Not important things anyway.
No.
No, I don't, that's probably a smart move.
Yeah, I mean it's stored somewhere. It could be under a mountain in Texas or somewhere, you know.
Yeah, it could be up in the sky in the clouds. That's what they want you to think.
Well, Blowy, we've reached the 30-minute mark, and that's our end point generally for our video. Oh, incredible. And how lucky was it that I had my camera ready as well?
Oh, that's
Bob's ear pod just fell out. Hang on.
Wow.
He's
I got my ears back on, Dave.
Right. Say something, Dave. Can you hear him?
Can you hear me, Bob?
I can hear you, Dave.
All right, we're back, everyone. It's all right. We had technical difficulties, but the ear pod went flying and went into a puddle of water, but we're good.
Yeah. Well, it's great that we could do another episode of Kama and Blowy. I'm glad that Uncle Bob could be on it.
Well,
How Bob's?
just about the end of our brick pathway. What's the Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, the yellow brick road.
Just about the end of the yellow brick road, Dave.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
And so, Kama, wrap it up for us, Kama.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for watching. I think it's time to do a few more episodes, Blowy. So let's not make this the last one.
But I'll give you an Iranian sort of saying that I learnt, and it's Hastanabashi. Take it easy.
Oh, thank you.
Mate, on that note, I think take it easy is the theme of this episode.
And maybe I think we should let Bob punch the camera today.
All right, Bob, the way that we finish the episode is we go punch the lens.
Oh, how hard, Joe?
No, don't smash it, don't break it.
Come on, give me a go at it.
Just kind of like punch
Come
like
on, you
that.
bastard. Come on, there, mate.
Count me down as well so I know when to
Oh,
go.
sorry, you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.